well, where are you on your way to now?
I'm going home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going home. But I'm going to have to pull over and get gas at some point here because the gas lights are cheap.
Oh,
So let's chat until I get to a gas station, and then I can always call you back. Yeah?
sure. I mean, I don't anticipate needing too much of your time. Um, but as I think we talked about, I'm doing a story on best practices in sales,
Right.
and wanted to talk to you about the female perspective on that. So I've been speaking so far. Spoken to a few guys. I spoke to JP, who was really helpful. And so I talked to them about that subject generally, but
Right.
wanted to just put to you the question of how the sales process ideally should differ, and whether it should differ when the customer is a woman.
Right. Well, traditionally, women are more researched, and they need more time. It takes a woman statistically longer to purchase a vehicle than it does a man.
Okay.
And their key aspects. Again, we're talking about statistics. We're talking about the average woman, right?
Yeah.
Not someone who is, buying her 50th birthday car. Someone who's getting her, thank God I'm divorced car. Right? We're talking about the average gal, right?
Yeah.
They tend to be more utility-minded and durability-minded.
Okay.
So reliability, durability tend to be a higher aspect than someone who's looking and for utility purposes than a man. Man tends to look more for performance. They tend to look more for gadgets. I think women are statistically more utility-minded. So
Okay.
durability and reliability tends to be top of mind.
Okay.
Because they don't want to have to keep servicing the car all the time. Is this thing going to last me? Am I making a good decision? When they go in initially to purchase the vehicle, most women are really well researched as well about what they want.
Yep.
The only thing I think that becomes a challenge is that the mandate of a dealership is traditionally to close the deal today.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what do I have to do to get you into this car today?
Mm-hmm.
And my recommendation would be, if I was going to buy cars, like when my daughter went to buy a car, I said to her, you could drive 4 different models.
Yeah.
And remember that they work for you. You don't have to be grateful that they're selling you a car. Right? As the pleasers, we tend to go, okay, yeah, sure, that one will work.
Yeah.
And we don't drive enough cars. Like, you could know that you want an SUV,
Yeah.
but you want to make sure that I would recommend, if it was me, that you drive at least 4 different models. And that, like, if I'm speaking to the woman purchasing a vehicle, that she bought 4 different models, and that she knows what her payment wants to be, and that how she wants to pay for the car.
Okay.
First, before she does anything else. And then when you go into the dealership, again, remember that they work for you. You don't need to be grateful if they're selling you a car.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. So now you brought up the kind of specific contexts of or context of a woman who's buying her first car after a divorce.
Right.
In a situation like that, how should a sales? So let's say that this hypothetical woman is dealing with a male sales with a salesman.
Right.
How would you recommend that salesman approach the situation to establish what that woman's specific situation is? Should he come out? What kind of questions does he need to ask to find out where she's at?
I would ask a lot of questions, and I would actually listen to the answer.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because rather than trying to talk over her and saying, oh, well, I've got the car for you, listen to exactly what she's asking you for.
Okay.
And then what we call qualify, right? In the business, we call it qualifying a customer.
Right.
So, okay, how many in your family? What are you going to use the car for? What's an important feature to you? What's your maintenance plan? And then listen to the answer.
Okay.
Because everybody wants to be heard and everybody wants to be understood.
Yeah.
And I think it's even more important from a female perspective when you go in to buy a car, because I think a lot of women are scared of the process because they think they're not going to be heard,
Yeah.
but they're going to be patronized in some way. And if you listen to her and you build a relationship with her, and you be prepared to let her go if she's not prepared to buy today.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and follow up, right? Build that relationship and trust, and not come off as a slick sales guy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Where? What?
I think women, the most part, the way that they have trouble with. I mean, women want to buy cars, and 60% of women are the new car buyer today.
Yeah.
But I think I hear from my women friends and from my own child, they're anxious. That's the right word. They're anxious about the negotiation process.
Yeah.
They want to get a good deal, but they're not sure where to start.
Okay.
And so if I was a salesperson speaking to a woman about a car, first of all, I would try to find her the vehicle she wanted, and then I would speak to her about what her needs are as far as payment, rather than just coming to her and saying, well, that's $400 a month, or that's $600 a month. You gotta have to listen to what she wants to do. You have to qualify. Do you want to lease? Do you understand what leasing is? So when my daughter went to buy a car, she's 21.
Yeah.
I said to her, you got to drive 4 models. She was buying a brand new car and she was paying cash. I knew that in advance.
Yeah.
I said, you have to drive 4 models. Remember, they work for you. Don't sign anything. Think things over. You know. And then I went down to help her buy the car because, again, as a young person and as a woman, she was anxious about the negotiation process.
Yeah.
The salesperson, I said to the salesperson, how much is the car? And he said it's $27,495 is the MSRP.
Yeah.
My child didn't know what MSRP meant.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
She said to him, I'll take the blue one. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'll pay a full walk for a car. But I have a lot of women in my friend circle that I always say to them, if you're going to buy a car, call me. I'll help you. Because I had another friend, I think she paid full retail too. She didn't understand.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So from the dealership perspective, does that kind of sensitivity to does that kind of sensitivity need to come from the dealership's management, or is it really, in your opinion, is it up to the salespeople to learn that kind of approach themselves?
Well, I think there is different training that they can certainly take through their manufacturer, right? I know there's been different companies throughout the years that have offered training specifically to salespeople on how to deal with women.
Okay.
And I know that dealerships, for a fact, are looking for more women to work on the retail side and outside of administrative roles.
Right.
So, like, I was just yesterday at the Women in Automotive Conference, and a couple of years ago, I was on a panel, and it was called Battling the Bias,
Yeah.
Women in Automotive. And my position was different than the other ladies on the panel, where I said, listen, we are in a power position here, ladies. There is no bias. They're begging for us.
Okay.
So, dealerships need to become more inclusive. And there's also another component that's going to be coming, I think, down, that's either on the pike now or will be that there'll be also a component for LGBTQ community.
Okay.
Making sure that there's a sensitivity in dealing with certain other kinds of people who maybe don't have the skill set, or making sure that everybody is being inclusive for not only women, but for all segments of our society.
Yeah.
And listening, building relationships, these are the key things I want to highlight.
Yeah, okay. Now, what about how do I want to ask this? Is it if a dealership wants to make sure that its female customers are truly comfortable in their showroom, how does that make it more important to have female salespeople, female service advisors, that kind of thing?
Well, like speaks to like, right? So typically you will look, like I think if I was a woman going in to buy a car by myself, being outside the industry, I would probably look for a woman
Okay.
salesperson. If one was available to me, I'd certainly welcome that opportunity to speak to another woman about purchasing a vehicle if I'm buying a car by myself.
Yep.
And again, I steered my personal friends to say, okay, just find a woman salesperson. Like, she'll help you.
Yeah.
The misconception, I think, is that a woman doesn't know about a car as a man does, but that's absolutely not true. And a lot of dealerships are more female-friendly as far as not only women salespeople on the floor, but making sure that, it's the little things for me. If I go to a store, was I greeted as soon as I came in? It's no different than buying shoes.
Yeah.
Was it clean? Were people helpful and looking forward to my business, or were they kind of lurking around the reception desk waiting to prey on me? Was the washroom clean? Right?
Yeah.
That could be something. Like, I want to make sure, if I want to be servicing at that store for the next 4 years or dealing with these people, do you care about my business? And these are the small things that I think dealerships can do, and the woman component as far as salespeople and just an overall friendliness about it. And not the aggressive, okay, you want to buy this car? Here's how much this car costs.
Yeah.
Right? Because she'll leave, or she'll be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And make a mistake, and you don't want her to go home and be unhappy. You know why? Because she won't service with you.
Right.
See, all the money in cars, all the money in sales, all the money in a dealership is made in service. That's a fact.
Yep.
And you can't win her. You can't convince her that you want to earn her business and trust as a sales customer. You're never going to get her back for service.
Yeah. Okay.
She'll phone her friend and find out where else to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Which is why when we do these events, like my company does these things called Know Your Car Night.
Yeah.
These events, we are probably we're maybe 60-40 on the women's side.
Okay.
Because women want more education, and they'll thank us afterwards, because if a dealership provides that kind of a service, they're happy to come. Like, thank you for inviting me to come back to learn about my car.
Yeah.
Right?
So
no question, you want to be heard. Everybody wants to be heard.
So what you do was going to be the next thing that I wanted to ask you about. Can you tell me a little bit about? Can you give me kind of a high level overview of what your Know Your Car nights actually cover?
It is an after-sales seminar.
Okay.
That invites customers to come back to the dealership after the purchase to learn about the vehicle they purchased and the dealership from which they purchased it from.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it's about customer retention and customer experience.
Okay.
So you buy a car, and then you take it home, and of course they give you the manual, which nobody ever reads. And then during the delivery, there's so much going on during the delivery. Everybody's checking their paperwork. Everybody's making sure they made a good decision. You're trying to listen to the Bluetooth, navigation, voice activation, collision avoidance.
Yeah.
That sometimes the service component gets missed. Or done too quickly.
Okay.
So Know Your Car Night is, again, an after-sales seminar that brings the customers back to learn about the vehicle they purchased and the dealership.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you develop that concept with women in mind?
No, it was actually started about. I worked for General Motors in the '80s. That's how I got into the business. Right. I was a technician first, and the General Motors brought this program out called Smart Car Care.
Okay.
And so when I left the shop, I found out I started doing the programs for myself because dealerships wanted a woman to present it.
Okay.
Right? So I have 8 women on my team.
Yeah.
And we visit these dealerships in Ontario because most dealerships want a woman to present it.
Yeah.
And we also offer dedicated ladies-only nights, but typically Know Your Car Night is our premier event.
Okay. Oh, now you just mentioned you were a technician in the past.
Yeah.
Can you tell me how important it is for dealerships to have female technicians? as opposed to strictly male-dominated shops. Does that change the dynamic for a female customer at all?
I don't know if it's important for a female technician, but a lot of dealerships are in particularly looking for female service advisors.
Okay.
See, when you go into the shop, you don't speak to the mechanic. You speak to the service advisor.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you take your car in, there's a person there at the desk, they write up the work order.
Yeah.
And it's the same scenario with buying a car as it is bringing it in for service. Did you hear me? Did you help me? Did you understand me? And are you communicating with me?
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So there are a lot of stores that are looking for female service advisors, which I think is great, but there's like less than 1% of the industry is actually female mechanics.
Yeah.
And I'm working now with a couple of high schools actually in my area, and I've encouraged other women to do the same with what I call a Women in Automotive Collective that I started earlier last month. To speak to women about how are we going to get more involved to get more women into the automotive industry. So some of the suggestions were career fairs.
Yeah.
Working with high schools in co-op capacity. Career fairs, mentorship.
Yeah.
You know, for women who, like yesterday I brought a girl to the conference. She's just started in the automotive industry. She learned a lot. If you don't reach out to other women or to girls and try to get them into the trade or in automotive, they won't consider it as a career.
Okay. All right. So as a what does it say? Do you think what does it say to a female customer who walks into a dealership and sees that store staff has a significant female component to it? That
I think there's a level of comfort. Again, like I said, like speaks to like, right? So if you're coming in to buy a vehicle and you have a female salesperson, but either male or female salesperson can help a woman customer. But it's there's a different they're a customer. A customer is a customer. But the way they purchase is different. We know that for a fact, and the way that they buy is different. So we want to make sure that we're conscious of that. If you want to sell more cars to women, then you need to start listening more. That's right.
I like that as a that sounds like a really excellent takeaway, because I will admit that it seems like in general one of men's failings is not listening enough.
Right. Yeah. Did you hear me? Do you see me? And does what I say matter to you?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's really excellent. So that Christine, that covers what I wanted to talk to you about for this story. But
can you send me a copy of the story when you're done?
Yeah.
When you go to print?
Yeah, for sure. I think this is going to go to print in I'll have to verify this, but I think this edition will be out in sometime in May. So when it's up, I'll send you a link for sure.
I'd appreciate that.
I think, as I mentioned the other time when we talked a couple of weeks ago, I have been thinking about the idea of writing a story about women in the auto industry, and first off, I wanted to actually ask you, what do you think it's appropriate for me as a guy to write a story about women in the auto industry, or is that a topic
Absolutely.
that is because I'm just wondering about the optics of it. I mean, is it a topic better left to a woman writer or not?
Nope. You're a person, and I'm a person.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you should write we're people. I think you should write a story about what it's like, what the experience is.
Okay.
And I've got lots of connections that can help you with that.
Well, and
in selling myself but other women.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I've got women's salespeople, I've got women's service managers, I've got women's parts managers. You could speak to all those experiences.
Sure.
Whatever you need, just let me know.
I thought it would be, yeah, thought it would be interesting to look at look at the experience of women in the industry from various angles. So that's I'm gonna talk to my editor about that, who actually is a woman as well. So I'll talk to her about that and see what she thinks. And if she says, if she gives me a go ahead to do that, I'll drop you a line, and maybe we can have a longer talk about this subject, and I would love I would love it if you could connect me with some other women you know as well.
Yeah, I do. No
Okay.
problem.
All right.
I don't know any other women technicians, but I know women in the industry, right?
Oh yeah. Well, whatever.
I'm like a unicorn. Somebody said that to me yesterday. I said, yeah. She goes, how did you get into this job? I said, well, I was a technician first. I started in the lube lane when I was 16.
Uh-huh.
She goes, you're like a unicorn.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, well, Christine, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate your insight, and you're taking the time to speak to me today.
Absolutely, Chris. Please call me at any time. I'll look forward to reading your article.
And I will. I'll send you the link when it's ready, for sure.
Drive safe, my friend.
And you too. Thanks again very much.
You're very welcome. Have a wonderful day.
And you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.